Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Way to Fluency, your daily podcast to help you speak English better and more naturally. I'm Clara, and today we're talking about something that I know many of you struggle with. Translating in your head. You hear something in English, right? And your brain immediately tries to turn it into your native language, maybe Portuguese, Spanish, French, and then you try to understand it. Then you try to think of an answer in your language again, and then translate it back into English. It's exhausting, and slow, and frustrating. Today, David and I are going to help you change that. We're going to show you how to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English. Right, David?
Exactly, Clara. This is something every English learner faces, especially in the beginning. I did it, you did it, everyone does it. I remember when I started learning Spanish years ago, someone would ask me something like, "Donde vives?" Where do you live? And my brain would freeze. I'd think, okay, donde is where, vives, that's you live, okay? It was like trying to solve a math problem every time someone said something to me.
Yes, it's like a puzzle in your head. And the worst part? By the time you understand the question, they're already asking you something else.
Exactly. It's not just about speed, it's about confidence too. You start to feel like, I know these words, but I can't speak. I can't answer. What's wrong with me?
And let me tell you this, it's not your fault. If you're translating everything in your head, that means you were probably taught English the traditional way, using grammar rules, word-for-word translation, textbooks. But real English fluency doesn't work like that. Fluency is not about knowing the rules. It's about training your brain to think in English, naturally and automatically.
That's the big goal, automatic understanding and speaking. And here's the good news. You don't need to be advanced to start thinking in English. Even beginners, A1, A2, can do it. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. And in this episode, we'll show you how to train your brain step by step.
I want to start by asking you something, David. When did you first notice that you were thinking in Spanish without translating?
Ooh, good question. Honestly, I think it was when I started dreaming in Spanish. That was about 1 year into my learning. I woke up and I was like, wait, did I just speak Spanish in my dream? It sounds crazy, but it really happened. But even before that, I noticed small changes, like when I started talking to myself in Spanish in my kitchen.
Haha, I love that. You're cooking and suddenly you say, "Voy a cortar la cebolla." I'm going to cut the onion.
Exactly. No translation, just action. The words came straight from the idea. And that's the real beginning of fluency. Not speaking fast, but speaking directly.
Yes. And that's the first tip for everyone listening. Start by speaking simple sentences to yourself. Even if you're just waking up, look around and say, "I'm getting up. I open the window. I feel tired. The sky is blue." No one is listening. There's no pressure. Just speak, think, and repeat.
It works. I used to walk to the bus stop and say things like, "I'm walking. The bus is coming. It's cold today. I forgot my umbrella." It was silly, but it helped so much.
Yes. And let's talk about why this helps. When you describe things in English, out loud or in your head, your brain starts building connections. You start connecting English words directly to real experiences, not to your native language. That's how you stop needing translation. You go straight to meaning.
That's powerful, because the brain works better with associations. The more you hear and use English in real life, the faster your brain learns to think in English automatically.
Let me give you an example. Imagine you learn the word dog. You see the word in a textbook. You translate it, cachorro. Okay, but now imagine this. You go to the park. You see a dog. It's jumping. It's barking. You say, "Look, a dog." That moment stays in your mind. Because now dog is not just a word. It's an experience. You remember the sound, the picture, the feeling.
And that's why translation becomes unnecessary. Because dog is no longer connected to the word cachorro. It's connected to the actual thing, the animal, the moment, the feeling.
Exactly. So the more real English experiences you have, even small ones, the more your brain disconnects from translation and starts thinking in English.
That's why I always tell students, don't just learn English. Live in English, as much as you can.
And it can be simple. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day can make a difference.
Yes. Listen to music in English. Watch a short YouTube video. Read a short paragraph. Repeat a few sentences. Describe what you see. It's not about studying harder. It's about living smarter.
Okay, let's pause here. We already covered a lot in the first part, and we're just getting started. In the next part, we're going to show you why grammar rules slow you down, how to build your inner voice in English, and how to think faster without fear. Ready for part 2?
Let's go.
So, David, earlier you mentioned something that I think we really need to talk about now. Grammar rules. Because here's the thing, grammar is important, of course. But if you try to use grammar rules while you're speaking or listening, it can actually slow you down.
Yes, that's something I experienced too. I remember learning all these verb tenses: past simple, present perfect, future continuous. But then when I had to speak, I froze. I was like, wait, is it I have eaten or I ate? Do I need have? What if it's a question? And by the time I figured it out, the conversation was over.
Exactly. Thinking about grammar while speaking is like trying to read a map while driving. You can't focus on both at the same time. That's why I always say, grammar is something you learn when you read or write slowly, but when you speak or listen, you need to let go.
Totally agree. When you focus on fluency, not perfection, your brain starts working differently. It stops thinking about the correct structure and starts thinking about meaning. And honestly, that's what native speakers do too.
Yes, native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time. They say things like, there's 2 people here, or I seen it yesterday. And guess what? People still understand them. So if your goal is communication, then don't worry about grammar while you speak. That part will improve naturally over time.
And that brings us to something really powerful. Something I call your English inner voice.
I love that term. So explain it, David. What is the inner voice?
It's simple. Your inner voice is the voice you use inside your mind, the way you talk to yourself silently. We all have it in our native language. We think, I need to go to the store. I'm tired. Did I forget my keys? But when you start training your inner voice to use English, amazing things happen.
Yes, because the inner voice is private. No one hears it. There's no pressure. No one is judging you. You can think slowly. You can repeat. You can practice sentences in your head over and over. And this helps you build confidence.
Exactly. And you can start with very small things. For example, you wake up and think, I'm getting out of bed. Then, I'm going to the bathroom. Then, I am brushing my teeth. You do this every morning, and soon it becomes natural. Your brain starts using English without translation.
And here's the best part. The more you do this, the faster you become. At first, it may take you 10 seconds to form a sentence. Later, 5 seconds. Then 2. Then suddenly, boom. The words are there instantly.
It's like training a muscle. The first time is hard, but each time you think in English, the muscle grows stronger.
I remember when I first tried this. I was on the bus, looking out the window, and I challenged myself. Describe what you see, only in English. So I thought, small dog, man with red hat, blue car,
Rain.
big tree, people walking. It was basic, but it was real English in my mind. No translation.
I did the same thing in the supermarket. I'd walk around thinking, bananas are yellow. I need rice. Where is the milk? It felt silly at first, but after 2 weeks, I noticed a huge difference.
Yes, it's those small daily moments that build your fluency, not long hours with a textbook.
And here's another tip. Shadowing. Have you heard of it?
Yes, but explain it for our listeners.
Okay. Shadowing is when you listen to something in English, like this podcast, and then you repeat it out loud as soon as possible. You try to shadow the speaker, like an echo. So if I hear, I like coffee, I say, I like coffee. If I hear, the weather is nice today, I say it too, with the same rhythm and tone.
It's like being a parrot.
Exactly. It sounds funny, but it's powerful, because you're training your mouth and your brain to speak English together, just like native speakers.
And you don't even need to understand 100% of the audio. Just try to copy the sound, the music, the feeling of English. That's how babies learn, right? They don't understand every word, but they copy sounds until meaning comes.
That's a great point. Learning English is not about being perfect. It's about getting comfortable, and shadowing helps you get there faster.
So, let's do a quick recap of what we talked about in this part. Don't overfocus on grammar while speaking. Train your inner voice to speak in English. Use real life to practice small phrases in your head. Use shadowing to speak like a native. Repeat every day, even if it's just 5 minutes.
And most important, be patient with yourself. Fluency isn't a magic switch. It's something you grow little by little.
Exactly. And in the next part of the episode, we're going to share how to think faster when speaking, what to do when you don't know a word, and how to feel more confident when speaking with real people, not just by yourself.
That's my favorite part. Let's keep going.
Stay with us. We're just getting started. All right, welcome back. So far, we've talked about how to stop translating in your head, how to build your English inner voice, and how to practice thinking in English every day. Now it's time to talk about the next big step. How to think faster in English, even when you're not sure what to say.
Yes, that's one of the biggest problems students tell me about. They say, I understand English, but when I try to speak, my mind goes blank. Or, I know what I want to say, but I can't find the words. It's frustrating, right?
Totally. And the truth is, your brain needs time to adjust. Think about it like driving a car in a new city. At first, you're slow, careful, you check every sign. But after a few days, you know the roads. You go faster. You relax. Your brain is the same with English. The more you think in English, the faster your mental roads become.
So let's talk about how to make that happen. Because faster thinking comes from two things: exposure and expression.
I like that. Exposure means input, the English you listen to, read, or watch. Expression means output, the English you speak, write, or even think. If you only listen but never try to speak or think, your brain stays passive.
Exactly. So here's one great technique. When you hear a sentence, repeat it, but change one small thing. Let me show you. If you hear, I go to school every day, say, I go to the gym every day. Then, my brother goes to work every day. Then, I don't go to school on Sundays. This makes your brain play with English. It becomes flexible.
That's a brilliant exercise. It helps with speed, vocabulary, grammar, all at the same time. And the best part? You don't need a teacher to do it. You can do it in your head while walking or cleaning your room.
Now let's talk about something very important. What do you do when you forget a word?
Ah, yes, the famous panic moment. You're speaking, everything is going fine, and then you need a word, and it's gone. So what can we do?
Here's the trick. Don't stop. Use simple words to explain the one you forgot. For example, if I forget the word fridge, I can say, that cold box where we keep the milk. People will understand. And I keep talking.
That's called circumlocution, using other words to explain the one you don't remember. And it's not only okay, it's what native speakers do too.
Exactly. We do this in every language, even in our own. Sometimes I forget a word in English and say, that thing, the round thing for your shoes. And someone says, a shoelace. Boom, problem solved.
So the important lesson is, keep going.
Don't freeze. Don't stop. Use gestures, easy words, sound effects, anything. Communication is more important than perfection.
That brings us to our final big topic, confidence. How do you feel confident speaking English, especially with real people?
Confidence is a skill. Just like English. You build it through practice, not talent. So start small. Speak with yourself, like we said. Then speak with a friend who's also learning. Then try a short conversation online or in a class. Step by step.
Yes. And here's a good reminder. Most people are not judging you. They're happy that you're trying. They respect your effort.
Exactly.
And you don't need perfect grammar or perfect pronunciation to connect with someone. You just need a smile and simple, clear words.
One thing that helped me a lot was to prepare sentence starters I could use in many situations. For example, can you help me with? I'm looking for, what do you think about? Memorize a few of these. Then when you're in a real conversation, you're ready.
Yes, that's great advice. It's like building tools you can use anytime. And the more you use them, the more confident you become.
Okay, Clara, before we finish, let's give our listeners a full step-by-step plan to stop translating and start thinking in English.
Yes, here we go. Day 1. Talk to yourself using 5 short sentences about your morning. Day 2. Label 10 objects in your room in English. Day 3. Watch 5 minutes of a video and shadow the sentences. Day 4. Describe 5 things you see on the street, only in English. Day 5. Think about your day using only present simple, I eat, I go, I like. Day 6. Forget one word on purpose and explain it using other words. Day 7. Speak to someone, even for just 1 minute, without translating.
Repeat that plan every week, and I promise you'll feel the difference.
Your brain will stop needing translations. You'll start thinking faster. And most important, you'll feel more free in English.
So keep going. One step, one word, one thought at a time.
That's it for today's episode of Way to Fluency. If this helped you, share it with a friend, and don't forget to follow for more daily English practice.
And remember, fluency doesn't come from thinking hard. It comes from thinking in English.
See you next time.
Bye for now.